So I'm joined today by Lyndsey Stephenson, who's Operations Director at financial planning firm Co-Navigate. So thanks so much for joining me today, Lyndsey.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
So it'd be a really good start if you just kind of told us a little bit about your business and what your kind of experience around recruitment has been to date.
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the co-owners here at Co-Navigate, and we've been in business now 10 years as an independent financial advisor, as directly authorised. We've grown over the last 10 years, and obviously recruitment is naturally part of that. We're currently 8 staff in total, and power planners specifically is the area that I would say we probably struggle for recruitment the most. It's a very unique type of job role. It's a relatively new job role in the last sort of decade. And you get a mixture now of people who want to be a career power planner, but you also get people who are just using power planning as a stepping stone to being an advisor. So I think that's definitely been kind of a niche kind of recruitment area for us. So our experience of recruitment has always been power planning being the most difficult role to fill within the firm. I think administrators has been relatively straightforward to fill because you get very experienced administrators in different fields with very transferable skills, whereas with power planning, if you're coming from a different field, there's no background in financial services, some of those skills aren't as easily transferred into financial services.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of advice firms would kind of echo what you're saying there.
Yeah.
So what's kind of influenced your decision to maybe recruit new talent and kind of look outside of people that are already working within the financial services sector?
I think there was a couple of reasons. One being, after having, over the number of years of being in business, interviewed a range of different people from different backgrounds. And some of those, obviously, well, most of them worked within financial services already. It was a case of you either had an administrator who thought they were ready to step up to power planning role, or you had an existing power planner who was, I felt, were maybe using us as a stepping stone to being an advisor.
Right.
And sometimes we just need a career power planner, somebody who's going to be a power planner in the long run.
Yeah.
And if you take somebody from a different firm, they already have a very much a preconceived idea about what a power planner is. Whether they're in that role already or an administrator in that role, in that firm, they would then want to transfer to a power planner, but they think they know what a power planner is. And we are very, very different to your average IFA firm because we are quite small, we're quite unique. We're a planning-based firm, a lifestyle planning-based firm. That the power planner here are quite integral to the client journey. They're in client meetings, they're writing notes, they're liaising with clients, they're meeting with clients, as well as obviously day-to-day supporting the advisors, writing the rec reports. So for us, sometimes it's quite nice to look outside of the field to bring someone in who you can, for want of a better phrase, you can maybe mould to what suits your firm going forwards.
Yeah. I think that would be a sort of common thing, isn't it? That you're bringing people who don't have any preconceptions, and that can be quite refreshing.
Yeah.
So I think we might have covered it a little bit, but what are some of the benefits in recruiting new talent as opposed to people already within the industry that you've?
Well, it's definitely that.
Yeah.
They're coming in with no preconceived ideas is the biggest one, and you get to explain what you want in that role and almost give them a chance to kind of put their own stamp on the role as well, and they can be themselves and be individual in that role and own it. So they're not just a robot that follows a process. They actually have some decision making to do. So they can be quite powerful in that role, and I think that's quite a nice thing to be able to give to people when they come over.
Yeah. And what have been some of your greatest recruitment challenges, would you say?
I think our greatest recruitment challenges is because we are an office-based firm in the northeast of England, just outside of Newcastle, and we see a lot of clients in-house. We do, the majority of our appointments are face-to-face. We still do some online, but the majority of our clients like to come in and see us, so they come into the office daily. So therefore we want the power planners to be in the office, ideally. Everyone works from home 1 or 2 days a week, that's absolutely fine, but the majority of the time they're in the office. I would say that's our biggest recruitment challenge, because we're in a situation after the COVID times where a lot of people just say, well, I want to work from home. And for us, that doesn't work, because those power planners are going to be in those client meetings. You can't do that if you're at home. So we need local talent, and to find local talent can be a little bit more tricky. I would say that's probably our biggest challenge.
Yeah, yeah. And how have you sort of overcome that, would you say?
Widening the area of what we're looking at. So not being very specific on how many years experience they've had, looking at, over the years we've even looked at people who aren't quite fully qualified.
Yeah.
So maybe they've started the journey into the qualification, but they're not there yet. Or indeed looking at somebody who might have qualified but has never worked in financial services, so they've worked outside the profession, and looking at trying to see what skills and attributes they can bring to the firm, even if they're not coming in knowing what they're doing from day one.
Yeah, yeah. And what are your recruitment plans for the future then? Are you still looking to grow, or?
Yeah, we are. We've had a very successful 2025 so far. We had a really successful 2024. So we're still looking to grow. We are actually still recruiting. We need another power planner, because it's always the role that is the hardest one to fill.
Well, you might have someone watching that might want to reach out to you.
Exactly. Ideally, we'd like somebody in post by the end of the year, which seems like a long time away, but it's actually not that long away now. So our idea is our current power planner that we took from outside of the profession has developed that much with us that we want to develop him on to become an advisor. So therefore we need to recruit underneath for him to be able to move up.
Yeah, it's a constant flow, isn't it? I suppose if people are wanting to move through into different roles.
Yeah.
Well, that's been really interesting. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me today, and hopefully a bit of food for thought for some other companies that maybe hadn't thought of looking outside of the financial services sector in terms of recruitment.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.